Peter, Sam, and the Painter.
One morning, the Thing Controller came to see Peter Sam with important news.
A famous painter is visiting the island today, and I'd like you to show him the most picturesque locations on our line.
Yes, sir! Chirped Peter Sam. He was so excited, he couldn't contain his steam.
Calm down, Peter Sam,
laughed the Thin Controller.
The artist needs to find the right inspiration, so be sure to help him in any way you can.
I will, promised Peter Sam, and he hurried away. When Peter Sam arrived at the station, Gordon was already waiting. He had just brought the painter from the mainland.
Be sure to treat your guest with respect, Peter Sam. He's well known for his famous works of art.
Don't worry, I will, Peter Sam bubbled. What sort of art is he known for?
From what I've heard, landscape paintings are his most popular pieces.
In that case, I know a few places he's sure to love. And with that, Peter Sam left the station so the tour could begin. Peter Sam soon arrived at Glenlock, and the painter left the coach to start a piece. I wonder what it's like to be in a painting, wondered Peter Sam. He wished he could be in one of the painter's works, but his driver only laughed. I'm sure he only wants to paint landscapes today, old boy. Peter Sam was disappointed. Later on, Peter Sam pulled into a siding so the painter could admire a beautiful pasture. Nearby, Duncan had to stop for some sheep that had strayed onto the line. He was cross when he saw Peter Sam.
Why are you so glum? I thought you were taking a famous artist around the railway today.
I am, but I really want to be in one of his paintings.
Don't be silly, Peter Sam. You're not a work of art.
Soon, the sheep had been herded off the line, and Duncan could carry on with his work, but now Peter Sam was cross. What does he know anyway? I'm sure I could be in a painting. The painter walked up towards Peter Sam. This pasture was nice, but I was wondering if you could show me a place with a big open sky next. Ah, yes! I know just the place. Climb aboard, please. When Peter Sam arrived at the next station, the artist climbed out of the coach. This is the perfect place. Thank you very much. Maybe this time I'll be in the picture too. Just then, Rheneas arrived with the passenger train. He noticed Peter Sam looking anxious.
Afternoon, Peter Sam! What are you doing here?
I'm taking a famous artist around the railway so he can paint a picture.
But the truth is, I really want to be in it.
Well, you never know. He might just be all the inspiration he needs.
After a friendly whistle goodbye, Rheneas puffed away. Eventually, the artist finished his work and climbed back into the coach. This was lovely, Peter Sam, but I have to ask, are there any places on your railway with lots of boats? Peter Sam grinned. I'll show you the perfect spot. When Peter Sam arrived at Lakeside, the painter set to work at once.
Excuse me, Peter Sam, would you mind moving back a little, please?
Peter Sam was a bit surprised, but he did just as he was told. I wonder what he's doing. I don't know. Whatever it is, I'm sure it has to be just right. Thank you. This is just what I needed. Can you please take me back to the station, Peter Sam? Of course, sir. But what did you have me move for earlier? The artist smiled. It's a surprise. I'll show you when we get back to Croven's Gate. Peter Sam returned to the big station where Gordon was waiting to take the painter back to the mainland. The Thing Controller walked over to congratulate Peter Sam.
Well done, Peter Sam!
Peter Sam smiled. I was happy to help, sir. Suddenly, the painter appeared next to Peter Sam.
As a thank you for taking me around your wonderful railway today, I have a gift for you.
A gift? For me, sir? The painter took a canvas from his case, just as Duncan arrived at the station. You see, I overheard you saying you wanted to be in one of my paintings, and I just couldn't resist. The artist turned the canvas around to show his paintings of the hill near Glennock, the waterfall, lakeside, and a little green engine that Peter Sam recognized right away. Is that me? Yes, it is. That's why I asked you to move when we were at the lakeside. You can have your crew hang it up in the shed so all your friends can see it. Gordon and Duncan were impressed.
Looks like you got to be in a painting after all, Peter Sam.
Quite so. You should be very proud.
Peter Sam was pleased. He wasn't just a really useful engine, he was a work of art.